transport infrastructure and local government. Can the Minister update the House on how the Marshall Government is building South Australia and delivering its commitment to fix the Candy Road, Landers Road and Main South Road intersections?
Minister of Transport.
Mr Speaker, if you head
Member for Elizabeth is warned for a second and final time.
If you head south, a little bit further south than the Darlington Interchange and Flinders Links projects, Mr Speaker, you'll head down to an intersection, South Road, Landers Road and Candy Road, an intersection, Mr Speaker, that was shut off from through traffic decades ago, as South Road at that time was the major thoroughfare for traffic heading up and down South Road. Since the advent of the Southern Expressway, this section of South Road has seen a significant reduction in traffic. In fact, we've seen a halving of traffic on that section of road, down to somewhere just north of 20,000 vehicles a day. And what we know is a significant issue in and around some of the back streets, around, especially on the Candy Road side, with well, essentially rat running occurring through back streets in that area as people attempt to be able to get around South Road, not being able to use this intersection. So at the election, we took a commitment to the people of South Australia on behalf of the member for Davenport, then the candidate for Davenport, but also the member for Black, to fix this intersection, to open up this part, well, essentially open this part of the southern suburbs to people getting both sides of South Road. And we are delivering on that commitment, Mr Speaker. $5.2 million that was there in the 18-19 budget to get on and deliver this project. And I had the good fortune last Friday to go with a member for Davenport and inspect the intersection and essentially see firsthand what's going to be undertaken there. And essentially we are returning this intersection back to what it would have been decades ago, and now that the traffic has moved over to the Southern Expressway, we can bring it back to what its original intention was. And the opportunity to give relief to local residents who see undue amounts of traffic go through their back streets because people are seeking to otherwise find alternate ways to get around this intersection, will now actually be able to use this intersection and leave those poor residents alone. So, Mr Speaker, late this year we'll see the first service relocation work start. There's one electricity pole there on the southern side of the intersection that will need to be relocated, and then the works will begin in earnest next year and completed over the course of next year. This project is being completed internally by Field Services, and we're good fortune to meet the people on site who are actually going to be project managing and looking after this intersection. And certainly I think the opportunity for those people who live on both sides of that road to actually be reconnected with each other of decades of being separated by this closed intersection is extremely important. But also, Mr Speaker, the opportunity to be able to connect residents with local services. And essentially, if you happen to be on one side of South Road and want to get to services on the other side, it's an extremely difficult task. And Mr Speaker, this is just another example of us investing in reducing traffic congestion in the southern suburbs, and whether that be the Flinders Link project, whether that be getting on and completing the Darlington Interchange, whether that be upgrading the Candy Road and Landers Road intersection, we have committed to delivering for the people of the southern suburbs, especially in the member for Davenport's electorate, and this forms part of a $12 billion plan that we have to upgrade infrastructure right across our state. And can I say this is I suppose, delivering on a commitment as a result of great advocacy by the member for Davenport, and he's been a staunch proponent of this project, and I'm very excited that we're now getting on and delivering on yet another election commitment that we made to the people of South Australia.
Member for Ramsey is warned for a second final time.